What's good, YouTube? Vakasa Coffee here. So we're diving into another one from Heidi's list. This will be the last one from the list, I believe. This is Jimmy Barnes, Flame Trees. We're going to do another one from the Homefront performance. I like this performance. We've had a good one. We did a good song from this just the other day, actually. So I like this performance. That's why I picked this one. I appreciate all of you guys tuning in. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe for me. We talk about mental health, addiction, world issues, everything in between. Break down all the lyrics, instrumentation. We have a roomy kind of performance, like a studio room kind of performance with this one. I really love when Jimmy Barnes strips it back and just gets into that raw vibe where you can really feel his voice and he can stand out a whole lot more stripped back. Very excited for another one from Jimmy. We love him on the channel. He has a powerful voice. He knows a lot of great techniques to keep it in control. He never runs out of breath, and he can belt with like heavy rasp without losing any touch of his voice. He has a very great technique, very great breath control. The songs and the lyrics are always deep and amazing, so I'm excited to see what we get into with this one from Jimmy Barnes. If you guys are going through anything in life, whether it's mental health, addiction, or you're just stressed out and having a tough time in life right now, please join us in the live chats during the premieres. Hang out with us, talk about the music, make jokes with each other, laugh, have a good time, cheer yourself up a bit. If you want to, let us know what you're going through. We have plenty of advice that we can offer. I'm a recovering alcoholic and drug addict. 4 years on the drugs coming up, and we just passed 1 year, coming up on 13 months for the alcohol. So it's been a blessing to get on here and be able to share my story with you guys and get to know you guys better. And like I said, if you're comfortable, let us know what you're going through and we can provide advice. If not, just join us in the live chats, hang out, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the song, let us know that you enjoyed the video, whatever you want to do to spread the positive vibes. That's what it's all about on here. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to get into this one. I'm Vakasa Coffee. A reaction video a day or 3. Keep the doctor away. Fuck those apples. This is Jimmy Barnes, Flame Trees.
Welcome back to the lounge room. This is an old favourite of ours, and we thought we'd do this one for our dear friend MG out there. We know you're watching, mate.
Yeah. Nice. Chill vibe. Yeah.
And I'm just savoring from being inside.
Damn, that's nice.
We shared some history of this town and I.
Yeah.
And I can't stop that long forgot feeling of her.
Damn.
It's time to book a room and stay tonight.
Wow. Jimmy is deep, man. His storytelling is so on point. I love the way he describes the stories that he tells. He has very emotional descriptors that you can relate to your own life and situations you've been through. That's what makes a song that hits so hard. That's what I love about all of the artists that you guys recommend for us to do on the channel here. We get into artists that are very savvy when it comes to actually making you feel an exact situation. It's something that music often lacks in the modern times because all of these songs are about the same things nowadays. 90% of them, I would say. The other 10% that ain't is people like Jimmy and John Farnham, all of them, all of the artists you guys recommend, and then independent artists. That's it, right? That's it. Those are the only ones I find that are truly making something deep about life nowadays as these older songs you guys recommend, which this is a more recent performance actually. This is a Cold Chisel song from what I can tell. There was a Cold Chisel version as well. So this is Jimmy, I think, reiterating an old Cold Chisel song for the modern performance here 2 years ago. Well, 3 years ago almost now. So bear that in mind. This is an older song right here. But yeah, I think that it's just mainly these artists you guys recommend to me, and the independent artists are the only ones that I can find that are doing this kind of stuff now, and it's so deep. We have kids out driving Saturday afternoon pass me by. I'm just savoring familiar sights. He's like, we share some history, this town and I. He's saying, I've been here long enough that I recognize everything now. That's what he's saying. Whenever if it's the place that you're from, obviously that's going to be a very deep-seated feeling. But if you're talking about some place that you went later in your life and moved to, yes, that is a very interesting thing to go to. Because if you only stay for a little bit, right? If you only stay for a little bit, you might notice a couple little quirks or things that happen, right? But if you actually go somewhere and then stay there for years, you'll start to learn the history of the town, what everybody does. You'll learn about the people that show up at this place at the same time all the time because that's their favorite place to get a milkshake or some shit. Like, you start to learn the fucking landscape of your surroundings, and the history starts to sit with you because you're like, yeah, that's a thing that happens here, blah, blah, blah. Right? That's what he's describing here. That's very deep right there. But like I said, it's crazy if you leave your hometown and you go somewhere else and actually stay there long enough to start recognizing all of that stuff. You start to really appreciate the different places, right? But you have to stay there for a certain amount of time to really notice it. He says, we share some history, this town and I can't stop that long forgotten feeling of her. Time to book a room to stay tonight. So it seems like he's gone back to where he was from or something like that. He's gone back to the place where he used to frequent and be all the time in his life that he no longer resides in. So he's gone back there and he's remembering the history, savoring the sights. It's a Saturday afternoon. Everybody's out on the town driving around. He says, but there's this long forgotten feeling of somebody that was once here that I saw. He says, you know what? It's time to book a room to stay tonight. He's on a mission. He's like, I need to be in this area so that I can figure this out, because he has this, like, it's just this feeling he wants to know. It's like it's a history thing, right? He's like, but what of this history in this town? I think of you. I think I must stay tonight. That's what's happened here. That is like some movie level lyrics, man. That's a movie story we're beginning on here. I bet you this is probably about something that happened to him in real life. Most of his stuff is real stories for him. So I imagine this is a scenario that he either actually went through or was very relatable for him and he decided to write this about it, right? That is good right there. That is good right there. This guy, Jimmy, is so deep, man. I love what he just did there. So number one, He's telling you what he's gonna do after he books the room to stay. He says, I ain't gonna be in that room the whole time. Check this out. He says, number one is to find some friends to say you're doing well. After all this time, you boys look just the same. Number two is the happy hour at one of two hotels. Settle into play. Do you remember so-and-so? Number three is never say her name. This guy, he says, I'm keeping that to myself. Jimmy is awesome, man. He really is. This is deep. This is really deep. The emotional experiences that they manage to put lyrically into their stories is so riveting. It's deep, right? It's very, very extremely expressive, right? It's extremely expressive. You really feel it. It's so relatable to situations that most people have encountered in their life. Just nostalgia, remembering history of where you're currently visiting and stuff like that. He's like, but I wouldn't dare ever say the name. He's like, we will not bring that up, right? But I imagine as we get deeper into this, something else may happen here. So we will find out. This sounds really good. I love his vocal attack on it. He's doing his very high register, raspy vocals, as always, what you expect from Jimmy Barnes, right? He doesn't lay back a whole lot. He's known for his belting style and his power voice. Jimmy does not lay back very often. When he does, it is beautiful. It is so beautiful, but he prefers that powerful, punchy style of vocal that you can really feel. It pulls on your heartstrings and allows you to truly feel the emotion. This is good. I like this. My God, like that sigh that he just hit us with. Jimmy, man. Oh, man, that's deep right there. This is a deep song, man. He just hit us with this crazy sigh. Said the flame trees will blind the weary driver and there's nothing else could set fire to this town. There's no change, there's no pace. Everything within its place just makes it harder to believe that she won't be around. He says, I'm not in the right place at the right time. The time's not right, right? He's like, dang, dang it, man. But he only has that one hotel night after spending the time with his friends that he is reminiscing with and catching up with, hoping possibly. He says, I'll never say that name. He says, but it's inside of here. Maybe, just maybe at some point, right? It has to be the right moment, man. Timing is like that. That is the timing of life. Random circumstance happens all the time. You'd be surprised with how you bump into people and get to know them and get to meet them and stuff like that. You would be very, very surprised how that works out. Right? I have encountered random circumstances like that so many times in my life, met so many people through the most random instances. It's really an interesting fucking moment when those kinds of things happen to you. It's hard to explain in words after it's been gone through, right? Because it's like, it's this random moment and you just run into somebody and you talk to them and you meet them and it's cool. Then you, like, sometimes it just skyrockets and you end up around each other all the time, and then it's like that breaks off at some point and then shit like this will happen. That's when this song happens, is after, right? Yeah. And sometimes it's like you guys never even spoke properly or anything like that, but you just like are thinking, if I had a chance to nowadays in my life, I would literally just walk over and be like, what's up? Right? That's what he's talking about here. He's like, I'll never say her name, but if she ends up here, you're just gonna see it. Right? That's what he's saying. He's like, I'm gonna tell none of you what's going on with it and stuff like that. He's like, but if we end up in that same spot, I am going to make a detour away from you, and you'll see what's been on my mind. Right? That's the fucking thing about it. Like, that's life. Like I said, the random circumstance of it. His opportunity did not come in this song. He did not have that opportunity to speak to whoever this is about, run into whoever this is about. Sometimes that's the way it goes, man. Jimmy's just telling you how it is.
Oh, who needs that sentimental bullshit anyway?
My guy.
You know, it takes more than just a memory to make me cry. I'm happy just to sit here around the table with old friends. See which one of us can tell the biggest lies.
Oh yeah, he's good, man. I love when he gets an attitude. Every now and then, from time to time, he gets an attitude. Says, "Who needs that sentimental bullshit anyway?" You know, it takes more than just a memory to make me cry. And I'm happy just to sit here around the table with old friends, he says, and see which one of us can tell the biggest lies. He's like, I know none of you are happy with where you are. Don't you lie to me. That's what he's saying. That's the common theme, though. I mean, Christ, that is so common. That is life right there. He has put it on a plate for us with this song. He says, I want to see which one of you can tell the most grandiose story, extravagant story about how wonderful and elegant your life has become. Which one of us can one-up each other in life, right? And that's that playful friend energy that you see, like, in the movie scenes during the, like, that without a paddle kind of energy, right? Whenever they get back together because something's happened. They're talking about their lives, making fun of each other, having a good old time, reminiscing on old times. That's what he's describing here. He's like, you know, you're on my mind. I think about it. He's like, but that memory ain't gonna make me fucking cry. He says, I'm fine listening to these guys tell their wild stories and adventures. That's a good place to arrive. Jimmy has selected a wonderful place to arrive with the closure of this song. We shall see what the final words give us here.
And there's a girl, she's falling in love.
Wow.
With the piano on the stands.
Yeah!
With the young local factory out of work. And you know they're just holding hands.
Whoa! The power in this, the emotion in this. There's so much emotion inside of this, man. He said, wow, man, oh man. There's a young girl, she's falling in love near where the pianola stands with a young local factory out of worker. Factory out of worker, he says. I love it. Oh, the descriptions. He's so specific. That's the beauty of it, man. That is so specific. Out of worker. Local factory out of worker, man. That is a hell of a descriptor for a person, dude. He said, just holding hands, and I'm wondering if he'll go or if he'll stay. I think he's reminiscing on his younger years, remembering him being that boy. And he probably remembers letting go of a hand or two, right? And regrets it. He's probably like, shit, boy, don't fumble that. Keep that, right? Saying if you get the chance, fucking keep it. That's what he's saying here. You live and you learn, as Jimmy is showing us here. Do you remember nothing stopped us on the field in our day? Yeah, he's saying back in our day we went and shot our shot too. We said we would just, you know, if you get rejected, you get rejected. If they say yes, then fuck yeah, right? Well, I mean, is what it is. That's life for you. Jimmy's just reminiscing on this, watching it happen in front of him in real time, thinking like, wow, don't mess that up, kid, right? From a different perspective of life now. That's beautiful. I love that he tied that in there. And then we get the chorus again. The flame trees will blind the weary driver. Nothing else could set fire to this town. There's no change. There's no pace. Everything within its place just makes it harder to believe that she won't be around. He's just reminiscing on somebody that he probably once may have had a thing with when he was way younger. This situation with the local out of work factory guy, right? With this girl is reminding him of his younger years and maybe failed opportunities at that love. And he's just sitting there thinking, if I could still be that guy, right? I would totally be out playing the field and trying to find somebody to truly love, right? But I guess at this point of his life, he's stuck on that old one. He's stuck there. That's the one he's thinking of, and he's resonating it with the environment. Whew. Jimmy has a way of tying things together that is so beautiful. I love the way he describes it in a manner that you can really dissect it and understand what the emotion behind him is. He's just a very nostalgic and wholesome kind of emotion, actually. Just like, hey, I hope that kid stays, basically. I wonder if he'll go or if he'll stay. I hope he stays and doesn't fumble that, because I know where I'm sitting now thinking about that girl that I wish I would run into tonight. He's like, well, she's not here, and time has passed and I'm too old now, essentially, is what he's saying. Wow. Oh, man. He's saying too much life happened and it's not the right timing anymore. That's the thing about it. It's like that in life, man. But this is a beautiful song. This is a really beautiful song. I love the lyrics of this. Great storytelling, amazing vocals. The band sounds awesome. I love the vibe of it. It's a powerful song, very powerful song. Fucking wholesome vibes inside of the friendship, laughing with each other, telling the grandiose stories and everything like that. Awesome.
The weary driver, and there's nothing else could set fire to this town.
Yeah.
And there's no change, there's no pace.
Yeah. Beautiful, man.
And there's no change, there's no pace. Everything in its place makes it harder to believe that she won't be around.
Yes. Beautiful from Jimmy here. Beautiful. I love that. That was an amazing vibe from Jimmy right there. I love Jimmy, man. Jimmy is so talented. He is such a talented artist. And the band sounded amazing inside of that. I love the storytelling. His descriptors are amazing. He can convey the emotion of a situation so brilliantly. You really feel it in your soul. We can relate this to our own lives so much because of how great he is at describing it. It makes you think about things that you have been through in your own life. It's easy to resonate with an artist like Jimmy because he just puts himself out there and isn't afraid to express the love and the emotion and even the regrets and sadness that he has inside of him as a person. I love artists that are like that. I love when an artist opens up like that with their music. It is always the most wholesome and genuine art that you can listen to. You really feel it in your soul. Heidi, thank you for your last list. These were all amazing songs. I really appreciate all of the requests from you guys. It means the whole world to me. Like I said, if you guys are going through anything in life, whether it's mental health, addiction, or you're just stressed out and having a rough time, I know how tough it is nowadays. Please join us in the live chat. Listen to some awesome songs. Come hang out. Have a blast with us. Cheer yourself up a bit. That's what it's all about on the channel here. We love to spread the blessings, spread the positive vibes, spread the love, raise ourselves up to the best versions we can be, live the best lives we can. And we get on here and listen to some amazing music and spread some wholesome vibes and blessings together. It really means the whole world to me to be here doing this with you guys. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for supporting me on my journey of recovery. Like I said, it's been a crazy road, but I'm blessed to have you guys here and blessed to be doing this every single day. I couldn't be more grateful. I love you guys so much. Thank you for everything. We're going to get out of here. I'm Vakasa Kavi. A reaction video a day or 3. Keep the doctor away. Fuck those apples. Leave a like for me. Comment those suggestions. Subscribe up this way. Bang the notification bell for me. I'll see you guys in the next ones. I love you so much. Have a beautiful one. Thank you for everything. Peace.